Hey guys, thanks for watching and showing up. If it's your first time here, consider subscribing for some great Christian videos and faith-inspiring daily scriptures and inspiration that you can really hold on to in your walk with the Lord. In this video, I want to talk about Christ being our righteousness and what that means to us. And let's just dive in. There's two verses I wanted to highlight. The first is 1 Corinthians 1:30. But by his doing you are in Christ Jesus, who became to us wisdom from God and righteousness and sanctification and redemption. 2 Corinthians 5:21. He made him who knew no sin to be sin on our behalf so that we might become the righteousness of God in him. Right? So it's in Christ that we have a righteousness that we cannot attain on our own. And that's what is being referred to as the righteousness of God. So the law was weak in the sense that law could not give us righteousness. Paul says, if there was a law that could be given, that one could attain righteousness, it would have been brought forth, but there is no law. But instead, the law points out our sin to us, and it lets us know that we're lawbreakers and in need of some kind of saving grace, right? So even if we kind of think that we're perfect and we're living things okay on the outside and we're pretty good, outstanding citizens in our community like Job was, and we seem to be kind of getting things pretty good compared to other people spiritually, and we seem to be kind of following the law to our best degree, we're still flawed, we're still sinful and sinned inside of us. And that came from Adam, the first Adam, and his original sin, and that was passed on to us so that we're basically born into sin and corruption, and that means we're flawed, we're imperfect. Even the passive sins, the sins that we not doing good, is a sin in itself. So that word sin means missing the mark, literally. And so in our daily lives, we are missing the mark in one way or another. Even if we're not outright committing murder at the time or sinning, we are probably not, we know we're not living up to God's full standard, right, of what we would be had we been sinless creatures. So Christ becomes our righteousness. He is our righteousness, and that's the righteousness that comes from God, and it's through faith. Right? Remember, even back into the Old Testament, it said that Abraham believed God and it was imputed to him for righteousness. So that was the foundation of faith leading to righteousness, not by works, but by faith. And that's outlined later in Romans. Okay, and it also says elsewhere in the Old Testament that the just shall live by faith. Right? So faith imputes unto us righteousness from God. And now it's also called, in that verse that I read you, it's called the righteousness of God, right? So this righteousness is a righteousness we don't even understand. We see a righteousness on a human level, which is comparing ourselves to other humans and saying, I live better than so-and-so, I'm not as bad as so-and-so. But this righteousness of God, that's a holiness that we can't even understand, since he's unapproachable. He is a light that we can't even live in that presence, so we can't even fully understand that righteousness. So that entire righteousness, the righteousness of God, which is well above our standards, is given to us freely in Christ Jesus, right, through faith in him. So it says he's been made unto us righteousness of God. He's been made unto us wisdom and sanctification. So God is also sanctifying us in Christ. He's also making us wise through him, right? He's making us new creatures, like it talks about in Romans. So that's what I wanted to cover for today's lesson. Guys, if you haven't already, trust in Jesus. He is your righteousness from God. Believe that God rose him from the dead and you are saved, as it says in Romans. and everyone who calls upon the name of the Lord will be saved, right? So just remember, your righteousness of God is coming through Christ, not of our own works. We got to get past our own works and our own selves and our own flesh, which is weak, right? And we got to get into this righteousness of God, which can only come through Christ, and it comes by faith and faith alone. So thanks for watching. If you haven't, go ahead and subscribe for more. If you found value, like this and share it so that this word will be spread to other people and other Christians. And guys, God bless, and have a tremendous day in the Lord. Thank you.